Republican Party Chairman Jim Walsh here for our weekly Chairman's Update. It's Election Day 2024, Tuesday, November 5th. Remember, the 5th of November. A lot going on, obviously. We've briefed you. I've talked about the various marquee races and the initiatives and everything that's on a very full general election ballot for this election. Uh, you still have time today to drop your ballot off at a ballot box if you haven't done that already. You have until 8 p.m. on election day. Definitely advise you not to put it in a mailbox at this point. The risk is too great, it would not get postmarked in time. If you still are holding your ballot, make sure to put it in at a county run ballot box, or maybe if you can do it, just deliver it to your county auditor's office by hand. Most of them are open today until at least 5 o'clock, and some are open until 8 o'clock. So look for a ballot box or hand deliver it to the county. There's good reason to vote, even if you haven't voted yet. Overall, voter turnout numbers in the state of Washington are down a bit from 4 years ago and from historical norms. The good news there is, according to our analysis, our internal numbers, modeled conservatives and Republicans are actually voting in larger number. The reason that the overall turnout number is low is modeled Democrats and progressives are not voting as much, and they're pulling down the average. So that's a good opportunity for moderates and conservatives. If you vote before 8 p.m. on election day today, your vote may have a disproportionately large effect because the other side isn't voting. They're discouraged. They're not excited about the presidential candidate. They're not excited about the initiatives. They're not voting as much. So that's a good sign for conservatives. So let's get that overall voter turnout number up by getting more moderates and conservatives to turn in your ballots. Please do. I also want to talk about what will happen after today. As you know, Republicans in Washington would like to see a return to same-day in-person voting with a voter ID. But in the meantime, we have to deal with our all-mail-in voting system here in Washington State, so-called. And we're doing that. We're ballot harvesting, and we're more engaged in working the levers of our mail-in ballot voting system here in Washington. But what happens after today? What happens after 8 p.m. today? I mean, we will get some initial results tonight, Tuesday night. But as you're accustomed to, we will also be tracking the results as they're reported over the next several days. It's possible in some of the close elections we won't know the result tonight. It may take till Thursday or Friday of this week to have a clearer idea who will win in those closer elections. And this is the most important thing with regard to that. Our work to make sure that every ballot gets counted and that results are transparent and trustworthy and reliable here in Washington really continues beyond tonight. The state Republican Party will be working every day this week, watching, observing ballot counts in the 39 counties, and watching overall the results as they come in over the next several days. We will be curing ballots where we can, where signatures don't match or there are other issues. We will also have our legal counsel at the ready if we see races that are controversial for any reason and we need to file an injunction, for an injunction, requesting one, or take other legal action to prevent hasty decisions from being made and elections from being certified if we don't believe everything is proper in how those elections were processed, how those votes were counted. We are not going to give up. We are going to fight to make sure that every vote is properly counted in our mail-in voting system here in Washington that goes on for days after Election Day. So while candidates may rest a bit, their campaigns are finished on Election Day. The state party does not rest at all. We are continuing to watch, to cure ballots, to rehab ballots, and to make sure that every vote gets counted in the proper way here in our beautiful state. And we will not yield. If there are close elections where we believe that we need to get the lawyers involved to make sure that a close election is resolved properly and correctly, we will get the lawyers involved. We are not going to yield any quarter. We're not going to give up any race. We're going to make sure that every election is carried out transparently, fairly, and honestly. We are going to restore the people's trust in our elections here in Washington. And that means our work goes on after Election Day. So I will be talking with you more about that in the coming days and weeks. But I want you to rest assured that the Washington State Republican Party is going to fight for the good and for trustworthy, reliable outcomes at all levels. Our initiatives, the federal races, U.S. Senate and Congress, the statewide races, governor, state attorney general, commissioner of public lands, and the rest, and local races, legislative races, and county races. We have a couple of critical county races happening right now. We are going to fight to make sure that your vote counts. So if you haven't voted already, you have till 8 p.m. tonight to do it. And stay tuned for our ongoing work to make sure that Washington elections are fair, transparent, and reliable. I'll be talking to you again in a little while. Enjoy tonight's results. I think we're all going to be watching. And until next time, stay strong and be well. Bye-bye.